Well done, England. Well done. You're through to. Is it to the quarterfinals, Sharky DJ? Is it to the quarterfinals?
Through to the quarterfinals, indeed. And like I said, I was watching. Take that off. I was watching to see if the morning papers. I got up this morning and I just checked all of the papers and I thought, right, let's see if Harry Kane is going to be the hero of the day. But they did put Bellingham. The only newspaper that I found that put Harry Kane on the front was the Metro. There had to be one in it. At least there's some kind of compromise there. But most of them put Bellingham. Son surprised me because they put Saved by the Bell. That's a good one, and they featured Bellingham's kick. I mean, that overhead kick was absolutely amazing. Was it that spectacular? Obviously, I missed it. I thought, England are out. There's no way they're winning. I mean, we was in a lovely place in Birmingham in Sutton Coldfields, listening to some house DJs. And, they actually kind of shut the music off to watch football. I'm like, I want to hear music. But obviously, everyone was watching the game. It became quite thrilling. And of course, I thought, wow, England are out now. Let me go to the ladies now. This is the apt time. No, it wasn't. You missed it, didn't you? You missed it indeed. I did miss it. I did. But you know what? That's how it goes sometimes. That is how it goes. But I hope everyone had a wonderful weekend. What a thrilling weekend I've had, from hosting Dons in the Lab on Friday. Then on to Saturday was the Essence Day party. Yeah. And then Sunday was a complete surprise. I was supposed to. I stayed in bed till 3 p.m. in the afternoon. That's very unusual for me. But I decided I wanted to relax. And the thought of even going out, I was like, oh, really? Do I have to go out? But in the end, I went, and what a good time I had. It was absolutely fabulous. This is amplified. It's worth it. It's on at least once every 3 months. And I don't know when the next one is due, but it's absolutely fantastic. Great music, great DJs. Bongo Man, Mr. Bongo Man. Loving him. That Bongo Man was amazing. It was an absolutely amazing artist there. Yes, it was. So, I just want to say good morning to the rest of the chat room. I hope I said good morning to Cheryl A, Jax Happy, Spice Nice, Mr. Sharky DJ, yourself, yes, and I don't know who else. Kelsa P, and anybody on. Let's see, have a look. D Brown, that's on HPQ's Mixcloud. Good morning, everyone. When I come back, I'm going to play another track now. When I come back, I really want to talk about this series that I've been watching. I've been blasting it up all over Facebook, and I know everybody else has been putting it up there. It's a program you guys need to watch. Let's come back and talk about it after this. You haven't seen it yet, Sharky DJ. You've got to get with it. Nah, I'm going to watch it. I'm going to keep talking about it. So
please.
I definitely have to go watch it at some point.
Please.
I mean, they were, to be honest with you, they did not deserve to win that. They did not. But you know what? Fair's due. I mean, that's how football goes. But they definitely didn't deserve to win it.
You reckon? How did they play all game? I wasn't watching it. I was too busy dancing. I know that some people were watching the game in the background, and I know they got slated a couple of weeks ago or last week for playing a very lackluster game. They looked like they just wasn't in it and they just didn't want to play, and like I said, 90 minutes, they're getting paid a lot of money for 90 minutes, so they should fix up. They should be playing like they're earning this cash. You know what, I don't know. Obviously those guys are not used to playing with each other all the time, and it's different when you play for your club and then you go out and you're playing internationally. You have to play with a different set of players. Everyone plays differently. And then, they've got a short while to tune themselves together and get themselves together to actually perform. And unfortunately, it's not that they're not good players. England players are very good players, but it's just tuning in with each other, to be honest with you, not being selfish, working as a proper team. Well, that's what everyone should be doing just anyway, working as a proper team. So, I don't want to keep it on football too much, but it was good to talk about it. And the reason why I spoke about it is because, that goal right at the end was scored by none other than a lovely black brother, Yes. Bellingham. Yes. So good on him. Kudos to him. And I'm so happy it was him that scored the actual goal. Now, talking about our black brothers, right? I've been blasting up Facebook big time over this show I was watching. Now, I scroll through Netflix Prime. I watch a plethora of rubbish movies. Sometimes I'll just think, what's this movie? Because sometimes you can find a little gem, ever so now and again. And so I'm ploughing through and I see Supercell and I'm thinking, what's this? I don't like these science fiction-y programs, especially what was that program where the white family were just trying to kill off all the black people. I can't remember what it was called.
I don't
Get
remember.
Out. Get Out.
Oh, I've not seen that.
That was it. Get Out. I wasn't a big fan of Get Out. Those kind of black dark comedy type things, semi-horrors. Anyway, so I didn't really like it. And then when I saw Supercell, I thought, what's this about 4 people having superpowers, black people as well? And then I thought, well, just give it a try and see. Done by the Rap Man. Now, I like the Rap Game, which is done on BBC One. I don't know if any of you guys watch the Rap Game. Got all these little unknown rappers from all over the UK come in and they battle against each other to win it. Well, I saw Rap Man on there, and he's quite a hero in his grime community. So when I saw his name, I thought, okay, let's see. You know, we had some of these other rappers that have come up and been producers now. Support my fellow black people and stuff. Watched the first episode and was hooked. If you guys have not seen Supercell, go and watch it on Facebook now. It's like Top Boy meets a bit of Doctor Who, meets a little bit of superhero comic. It is actually a really good story. And it's a great way of getting in tune to some of this street talk, because it's bare street talk for South London, centered around South London, around 5 people that have superpowers that they did not know. And they're all coming together to save the main man's girlfriend, who is predicted to die on a certain day, right? So they're all got to come together and face these hoodies and all sorts of things. And the first part of the program talks about how they kind of happen to not even understand, but these powers start happening.
These are spoilers, yeah?
Not spoilers. It's all in the trailers and stuff.
Okay.
And then the rest of the show concentrates on them garnering their power, what they can do with it, you know, the people that use it for good things, bad things, and all sorts of things. I'm in the 3rd episode. I don't want to give it away too much, but all I'm saying to you guys is
don't give it away.
Please watch the show. Watch the show. It's brilliant. You know, it's not often I endorse too much, but you got to watch it. Tonight, binge on Supercell and come back to me tomorrow on the Breakfast Flight Show and tell me what you've watched and how much you've enjoyed it, and say thank you, HPQ. I know you're going to appreciate it. What? You know, I wish I lived sometimes in the Caribbean, you know, and just got up every morning and was able to go to the beach. But with that, I don't think I could cope if I had to sit in an office from 9 till 5 with all this heat going on outside every day. I kind of like the fact that we've got this off-key weather, because then we get to enjoy it sometimes. I don't think I could go and sit in an office every day and the sun's just beaming outside. I'd want to be on a beach every single day. So I'm glad that we've got these seasons that come in and break it up a little bit. I don't think I could take that. Definitely not. All the air conditioning in the banks or the offices.
Everywhere you go in any hot country is air conditioning, and it's like kind of the opposite. Like we go outside to get cold, they go inside and it's cold, you know. You know, looking at the weather, in around up north, like I said, in Birmingham, Wolverhampton, those sides, it's around, it's around about 18 degrees today. That's the hottest that it's getting on the weather front there. But in London town, it looks like they're going to get around about 21 degrees, so a few degrees warmer. And that's the UK weather. I just can't believe that we had such a nice heat wave and then it gets cold. But we're supposed to be having more heat waves. So let's hope in the next next weekend, actually, we have a nice heat wave, because we're going to be down at the All White Cocoa in Ascot there next week, Sunday. And I do hope that it's a nice day and no rain whatsoever.
Well, Tuesday, they say it's going to be around 20. And they say Wednesday, it's going to be a chance of rain, 18 degrees. Thursday, it's going to be cloudy with some sun, and Friday, there's going to be a little bit of a downpour. So I haven't got the weather map for Saturday. I don't even want to look at it.
Well,
or
Saturday,
Sunday.
I've got it right in front of me here. Saturday's going to be cold. In London, Sunday? 15 degrees. And Sunday, it's just a degree hot, 17 degrees. At least there's going to be no rain. But it's a miserable...
sunshine, a little bit of sunshine?
Who knows? It's the UK, isn't it?
It is indeed. It's such a shame. It's such a shame, because we've had such a great weekend. It's All White Cocoa on Sunday. All roads are leading to Ascot. Now, if you don't have your ticket, you are going to miss out on a grand affair. Now, there's some events in the year that are definitively in my calendar. I don't like to go to every event, but I do like to go to some events. All White Coco's one of them. The next road after that is the Joy Entertainments in Reading on the 28th. That's the next biggest event. If you don't have your tickets, go get your tickets now. That is the
That's
event
be good.
to
I'm looking
be
forward
at.
to
It's
that.
going to be stylish and sophisticated. No white, no colour theme. Just stylish and bougie. Just come with your good clothes and be ready to dance the night away.
Got to dig out the glad rags, innit? Actually,
You've got to dig out the
Dress to
glad rags. You've
impress,
got to fix
isn't it?
up. Yeah, dress to impress. And then the next one is obviously the Purple Dress Ball in October.
Oh yes,
So
definitely.
looking forward to that one. Every year they
12th
have a
of
different theme.
October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know
Purple
what?
Dress.
I have found it so difficult to get a purple dress. It's not the easiest of colour. Colour purple does. Oh, I love the film. Colour purple doesn't come out all the time in shops. It's not like it's a thing like red, black, white, maybe a bit of yellow. Purple is one of these colours that has to be in season. So if it's not, you're going to find it a hard time unless you go to the likes of Shein,
Or
I don't know, Pretty Little Thing.
If you look abroad, you can find some pretty unique things abroad. It's just searching the right places abroad where no one else
Now,
knows.
actually, talking about that, I thought I'd do that. And I was talking about this to you yesterday. I bought this unique dress, or so I thought. Looked at the website, looked absolutely stunning. Had some feathers on it as well, kind of like a long dress with a high split. Got this dress. And it's a bit like when people used to do the shopping fails. Like, this is what I ordered on Shein or on Pretty Little Thing, and they try it on and it looks completely different. Well, that was this dress. And this dress cost £110. So it weren't cheap, right? It weren't cheap. But when I got this dress, the dress was actually worth probably about £20. It wasn't worth 110. The cut, the finishing, the feathers were dropping off. So I'm going off to customer services saying, I want to return this item. It's not fit for purpose. Yeah, no problem. We can give you, a discount. We can not return the item and we'll give you £35 back. I've paid 110 now for this dress that I don't even want. They're saying we can give you £35 back, or we can give you a 56% discount off the site if you come back. Now, if you've had something bad from somewhere, you're not really coming back, are you? I don't want to spend no more money on your site. Thank you very much. I just want my refund. So I'm in cahoots with them. So my last email was, sort it out. I'm returning this for free, or I get my credit card holders involved.
Yeah.
And with that, I'm still waiting for a return.
Myself
so let's see.
and HPQ. And it was fun. It was very lively, and I have to say, it's not very often that I go out and every single DJ is on point with the music and the mixing. The mixing was flawless. Can't even think of a bad mix at all whatsoever. These guys knew what they were doing, and I had fun. Didn't stay there that long. I think got a couple 2 or 3 hours. But we absolutely enjoyed ourselves. If you look on the Facebook, if you see the HPQ's Facebook page, you'll see how much fun we were having. Yeah. So big up those DJs there.
Listen, we had a bundle of fun. Now, before I even get onto the news, how could I nearly forget this? Now, of course, over the last weekends, we was doing a benefit day fundraiser where we were raising cash to support Windrush Day. We'd chosen 2 charities, the Windrush Foundation and the TAP, the TAP project. And so I'm still waiting for all the totals to come in. PayPal's put some money on hold. I don't know why. They're saying I had far too many transactions and I can't get it until the end of July. Can you believe it? So they're earning interest on this money on hold. What a con. These things are cons, they really are. At least Mixcloud released it straight away. PayPal's holding it on for a little while. But in total, and I had some people donate straight into my bank account as well. So thank you very much for that. So in total, we've raised about £650. Now, I was in touch with the TAP project. I'd linked them both onto the benefit fundraiser that I did on Facebook, linked them both in. I've been speaking to the TAP project over the last couple of days. Now, they are based in the Windrush Centre in Moss Side in Manchester. And hopefully I will get to go up there in the next week or 2 to come and present him with the money. Have a look at the centre also and see what work they are doing. I'm going to try and get some footage and bring it back onto the Breakfast Flight show with us presenting them with the money. And also I'm trying to get in touch with the Windrush Foundation. That's been a bit difficult at the moment. But thank you so much for the monies that we've had raised, £650. I did say I would match it. So £50 on top. We'll take it to £700 in total that this Windrush charity event has got. So £700 is going in to the coffers of these charities, which I think is a really, really good cause. And the TAP project does lots of work with our young people. And, you know, I'm so pleased that we've raised some money to do something. So well done to everybody that donated. Well done again to the DJs that gave their time. We are repeating this, and Sharky DJ, you're suddenly Miss L vibes. We're repeating this all over again in October for Black History Month. Sharky's had a bit of a sex change from last week to this week. He's turned into Miss L vibes.
I don't think so. That's what happened when you give people your computer to use, and you forget to change the name. But you know what, HPQ, also you have to think about yourself. We have to give you a big up as well, because you put this event together and you got the DJs together, you organized it, which is not easy, and you got a lot of calls from the DJs changing, and there was a lot of work going on in the background, so hats off to you also.
Oh, thank you. But like I said, it was a pleasure. I had a lot of good family around me working with me. I call them family, such as DJ Delight and Lady B and your dear self. You were doing all the technicals, so people that couldn't get on, they're jumping off Sharky. You know, you're getting them in the test room. So I think it was a joint effort. I'd love to take all the accolade and say, yes, thank you very much, tap myself on the back. But without the rest of you guys, this would not have happened. It wouldn't have gone on, wouldn't have had the energy to do it. You know, Delight and Lady B kept it on point all day, kept me in jokes, kept the rest of the mixed cloud in jokes. So, you know, we made a really good team. We put on a joint effort here. And so congratulations to everybody, I would say.
Yeah. And we really wanted to raise £1,000. We didn't manage, but we managed to raise just over half of under that.
That's still very good. Still very good.
Yeah.
Still good.
Yeah, it's still good.
So we thank you. We know it's trying times at the moment. So yes. And talking of trying times, I've been, you know, we've got the general elections on this week. We haven't even spoken about that. That's on the 4th of July. So, you know, it's all systems go now. Is Rishi Sunak going to stay in power? Is it going to be Keir Starmer? Are the Lib Democrats going to come in? Or is it the Workers' Party? Or even Nigel Farage? It's all going on there.
They're all as bad as one another.
They are. But the danger is that if people... I was listening to LBC and one guy said he's doing tactical voting. He says he doesn't want Conservatives to get in. So he's going to vote Lib Dems, right?
Yeah.
And so other people might be doing tactical votings like, this is not me. They were saying, I'll vote for Workers or Reform. All these tactical voters in. And we don't know what party is going to go in if you do that. I don't think it's going to be Conservative. They're not winning this election. By all means, they're not. Labour, which is the next best of the bad bunch, I don't really trust anybody's policies because they're all going to raise tax. They're going to raise something. All this money they wasted over COVID, they've got to put it back into their coffers somehow. So we're going to get stung, irrespective of which party is coming in. One way or the
other.
Yeah, we're either going to have a party that just wants to look after the rich, which is the Conservatives, Labour that don't really know what they're doing, or one of the other parties that are just going to just destroy the country because they've got no experience whatsoever and they just think these manifestos and the policies that we got work with the people, but they're going to realise it's probably unworkable. There's a problem with the debt that Britain has got also, and it's exacerbated by immigration, all these lengthy court battles for Rwanda that costs money as well. The PPE fiasco where the government spent millions on PPE equipment, billions even, and it was wasted, it was dumped, it couldn't even be used. That Queen Elizabeth Hospital or what it was that was built that really wasn't filled.
That one, I mean, they built that massive hospital and they didn't even use it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, the country's in debt after paying people out for COVID for nearly 2 years, and people. That's why they're raiding the DWP. Don't you understand? The government has got no money. Them doing all of these bits and pieces, you can tell what's going on. You can just tell what's going on.
Everything.
Yeah, which is the reason why Rishi Sunak did not sack his major donator. That would have been a major blow to his party gaining money. And it was like, I don't care what he did. He could be as racist as he wants to. I'm keeping him. It's all about the money. And that's what tells you money talks, people. Money certainly talks.
It certainly does. You know, HPQ have been talking about Supercell. You know that, right?
Yes. I kind of I saw in the Mixcloud chat room, everyone's talking about Supercell. It's actually all over Facebook today. It was launched on the 27th of June, I think it was. That's why. So it's a new program. But it's an excellent program. Now, I saw Spice's chat in the chat room saying that, let's have a look. She was saying I thought we could have done better as we had nearly 1.5k people. And if everyone did put £1 in, we would have made our target. But congratulations to everyone that donated, including myself. Yeah, you're right. But we actually had 3.1k over the entire weekend. We had 1.5 on the Saturday, and I think we then had 1.7 on the Sunday. So just to make everyone aware, right? So I'm just showing you my PayPal here. So this is what I'd moved into. My Monzo, we collected 464, and then we got another, as you can see, it says £99 and 14 pence on hold. I don't know when I'm going to get that money, so that's coming in. And then obviously what I got on Mixcloud as well. So I got some funds off Mixcloud, and then I got some directly into my bank. So there we go, £700. It might be just over. I'm still doing the calculations, but it's around £700. So, but well done. It's still a worthy cause and a worthy amount of money. Now, yes, coming back to Supercell. Yes, we're going to come off the subject now because we've been talking about Supercell for a long time. You're going to have to re-watch the program for that one on the talk on it. Now, I quickly want to talk about what the government's doing in schools. Now, we know that the government is not really injecting money into our state schools. What they're looking to do, that I've been listening on the radio shows, is that the privately funded schools, they're looking to add VAT onto it, which will then raise money that they could use to push into the state funded schools, because that's where they need to inject the cash. The government don't want to give no money. They want to raid the private sector to give into the poor sector, as I call it. Now, obviously, the middle class and the others are having cahoots. They're just like, why are we paying more money? We already pay for privately funded to fund our to have our children educated. Why have we now got to pay for the state? Don't we do that already through our council tax and all things like that? And then you've got the people that live on the cusp, that just about can afford to pay for their children to go private school. They're not earning in good jobs, but that's what they're investing in their child's future. So you start charging them more, then I don't know really what's going to happen. You're going to have a section of people that are going to have to pull their children out of school, or people that are going to have to live below the breadline. And I understand that people do want to have their child get the best education, because it feels like without that you can't get into the best jobs. However, with social media on and being a content creator, do you need a university degree anymore now? I think they're going to be doing training courses in AI technology. I see AI taking over completely and utterly. What I'm watching, it's actually quite dangerous. And if we remember films like The Terminator, things like this is going to come to fruition. We are walking towards giving computers the ultimate
power.
You know,
talking about AI is something that, I mean, I'm very much, as you know, technically minded person. Anything techno, I try and sort things out. But it's something that I've actually not looked into, actually. I should actually look into this AI business, because I've not looked in it at all. And I've deliberately tried my best to stay away from it, because I think it's just taken away the thoughts of natural human instincts. And
natural human intelligence as well, yeah.
In intelligence, yeah. That's what I meant to say, human intelligence. And it's, as you said, it's dangerous. And I don't think people know, when we transition into different sources of technology and ideas and intelligence, it most of the times you see things on films, it comes real. I mean, remember Space 1999, things like that, and those movies. And you look back that now,
Logan's Run.
But Logan's Run, and when you see all these movies where you've got the end of civilization and the future of the rich controlling the poor. I mean, it's like that now, but it's going to get worse, and I don't think people realize it.
Yeah, well, it's we've got a massive divide as it is. The pay gap and the equality gap is actually widening, and this is what they're talking about. Now, coming back to the article I wanted to read about in schools now. Children that have special educational needs, called SEN, that's what it's called. And most of the time, if they do have special educational needs, what actually happens is that they get an educational health care plan called an EHCP. Now, when I was being a teacher's assistant, I did a little stint at Forest Hill Boys. And I used to work with kids that had EHCPs, that had special needs, and you have to sit with them in classrooms to make sure that they would understand the work and help them through it. Now, teaching assistants are few and far between. The pay is so bad that not a lot of people stay in them, or it's for retired people if you just want something to do. But the pay is so bad they haven't got enough. And also the schools are in such a flux that they haven't, the facilities in the school can't accommodate for all care plans. Now, we've had a 10-year-old, this mum's just come to the newspapers to say that he's been turned down by 30 schools because they can't meet the needs on his plan. He has very complex need. He's non-verbal autism. And so she's wondering that she's going to have to, the authorities are saying you're going to have to teach a child at home, or you're going to have to get a tutor in. Now, it's really weird because schools have a big crackdown on parents taking their kids out during term time to go on holidays, and they get fined. So what if it's on the other cap? You've got your own child that the council or the school cannot find a place for, I should say the council. So do we now sue the councils? Do we fine the councils because my child does not have a place at school in time for the school year? And if we take them out, we get fined. But if they don't give them a place, what happens? What happens? What happens, Sharky DJ? Why don't you know? I'm joking.
Do you know what? When it comes down to some of those things, it's like the decisions that are being made on what we can do. Personally, it's, well, I have no idea. I don't know.
I know. And it is difficult. And we do have a difficult situation in the UK at the moment, just with our schools, let alone having special educational needs. And especially if you live somewhere like Birmingham, where the council tax has gone up by 10%, where they're cutting down on every single service that they've got. So if you've got children that have got special needs and they were previously getting, or they had an EHCR plan, I doubt it if it's going to be happening. I don't know what these councils are going to do. Yeah. It's not in a good sense either. It really isn't. And I feel really bad for the parents that have got children that are in this, caught in the crossfire of money. And obviously it's dependent upon who you are as well, as to whether it's like hospital postcode lottery for cancer treatment and things like that. You're picked. It depends on what your needs are, who needs it more, who doesn't, who's prepared to be let go and die.
I'm still...
It's not good.
Don't get it. Why are we paying so much money into the NHS? You know, we're paying all this national insurance, and then when we really need it, we can't use it, you know? So what's the point of us paying all that money in to be looked after? They might as well say, you know what, you've got an opt-out and you can pay into a private medical private insurance. But no, they won't allow you to do that. If you want to do that, you have to do it separately. I just don't get it. I
think people should be allowed to opt into private insurance, because I'm sure it costs a lot less than what we pay out to the national insurance.
Even if they were to take a portion and you have a big portion, you paid a little bit into the NHS and you can pay the majority into, as long as you have it and that certification and the money does go there, then yeah, why not have the option? But they don't want you to have that option because they know that people will opt out. And then that business will grow. And the thing about it is the NHS will lose all their doctors and nurses, and everybody will go and work for the private firm. So I think that's what it's all to do with things like that.
Well, hopefully they'll lose some of those fat cats earn money. You know, they always say that we have to pay money to attract the best. But the hospitals are in a state, right? Why are we paying someone over $500,000 to take a position?
Shouldn't have to.
We shouldn't have to. We definitely shouldn't have to. Now, Sharky DJ, I'm going to let you play a track. When we come back, we're going to talk about this other viral video that's going around. We're talking about Supercell. That's been the talk of Facebook. But what's been and football? What's been the other talk that's been going on? What did some naughty lady do in prison last week?
Oh, gosh.
What did she do?
That dear.
We're going to come back to that one.
And it's the 1st of July, and it's myself and HPQ. We are here, and we are doing our thing.
I can't believe it's the 1st of July already. Before long, we'll be saying it's Christmas coming up soon.
Yes. But guess what date is today before you start off?
It's the 1st of the 7th.
Of July, yeah.
Of July, yeah.
Special day today. Special day today.
All right, guys. Well, yeah. Let's not discuss that on the radio. But yes,
nothing wrong with discussing it on the radio
because it's not news right now, and I want to bring news.
Gosh,
anyway, I'm going to come on with some news. I want to talk about the prison lady because I haven't got a lot of time. That's why. So I'm going to talk about this prison lady now. this has been blowing up on social media for the past couple of weeks. Well, not past couple of weeks, for the past week. Now, she is a prison officer in Wandsworth Prison, or she was a prison officer in Wandsworth Prison. Now, a video went round showing this officer having sex in a cell with one of the, what they call lags in there, and the friends in there as well, filming it all with a suspicious looking cigarette in his hand. And he's like, yeah, this is how we roll. You can see the TV in the cell. Somebody tries to bang at the door to come in inside. Just a minute, we're busy in here. And they're proper going at it. This woman and this other boy is having a good go. Good footage was shown. And then, of course, when I saw it, when Sharky sent it to me, I said, it's going to go viral. She's going to get arrested. Her name is Linda D'Souza Arbrew. That's what her name is. And she's to appear in court. Well, she was appeared in court and she was charged with misconduct after this video had gone viral and the prison services had actually seen it. I believe the cell where the lads were in was raided and checked also. Officers came in. Now, I believe that one of the lads made it go viral on social media because he was supposed to have sex with her and didn't. So I think he was a little bit peeved and decided to put it on social media. Now, the fact that he's on social media with a mobile phone filming and saying this is how we roll, I mean, he's going to realise it's going to come back on him. Number one, he shouldn't have had a mobile phone in prison. And number two, how the hell are they getting these phones and data to go out of prison?
Put it this way, if he is like able to do what he did with that prison officer, how do you think he got the mobile phone?
Yeah, you know that.
I mean, it's pretty much obvious, but you know what? It's a common thing with a lot of prisoners, mobile phones and data, and you know they do have a world inside there, and it just leaves a lot to desire because obviously for someone to get out with a movie like that and send it out, I mean, this guy and this girl was all over the this cell, and they were doing.
She had her uniform on. She just kind of pulled down her trousers, and
But you know the funny thing about it was in that little movie or clip, I should say, the prison officers, the radio was going off in the background, and they were calling her, and the lag, he was like going F you, he goes F you to the radio, while she just had the radio there, and she had all her uniform on. I mean, if you saw that clip, guys, just do a search, and it's absolutely terrible.
Yeah, we can't. Well, it's not terrible for some. It's a highlight of their day for some people, but it's terrible in the fact that she is a prison officer, and
that's what I mean.
Don't look like they were using any protection.
No, there was none whatsoever.
The worst thing is, I used to do mentoring in prisons, and I'm not joking. They're not clean. They're not the cleanest of places, and they don't shower every day. Those boys smell of adolescents or men, right? And they're in this cell with mattresses and blankets that are almost like if you notice, they all come out of prison with spots on their face because the hygiene in prison is so bad. So you think they don't wash, right? They're sharing cells. You don't know what they do with their hands. And you're just going in having random sex with one of these people.
That. She was doing the mouth and everything. She was at it and everything.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And I don't know how she got this job because she's got an OnlyFans account with her husband. Well, I don't think it will be her husband anymore. I think they're known swingers. So, you know, I suppose if it's acceptable for him, is he going to make up noise? Well, he is now because this has gone viral and some shabby lad in a prison that she's going on with. And it wasn't as though he was good. He was just such an average person. I'm thinking, are you really getting off on this?
If you haven't seen that,
average session. It wasn't anything that she could have just taken from her husband. I don't know what this boy had. I don't know what he had, but it didn't look anything exceptional for me that she had to lose her job and her livelihood over. I'm telling you, a dank, nasty cell. Ugh.
She's looking at about 5 years in prison, I reckon.
Well, I don't know. Our prisons are so full at the moment. Is she just going to get away with a fine and a ban from the job?
Well, the prisons are full for men. I'm not sure about for women.
Our prison system is full to capacity.
Yeah.
There are women that do commit crimes, you know.
Yeah, I know there's a lot, but I'm sure that, you know, it's more men go to prison than women. Have a look at the statistics.
Absolutely. But if you've only got a small number of women in prisons and a high number of women still committing crimes, that's still, the math still ain't mathing, hun. But anyway, let's play a track and we'll come back after this. Oh, hello. Okay, so our prisons are full. Now, there are only 12 women's prisons out of 117. So only 12 out of the 117 prison systems in the UK are women-only prisons. Now, in total, there are only 557 spaces left. That was as of last year. Last year, October, the stats said there were only 557 places left in prisons in total out of the whole of the 117 prisons. Even women's prisons are full because what was happening is that a lot of the mums were being jailed for stealing baby formula, because as we know, baby formula has hit through the roof, nappies, cowpole, and so a lot of them have been jailed for little offences such as that. So there was a call last year to stop jailing women for things like this, especially these low-level crimes. So there's been a big push to release more prisoners early. So we're seeing more people back on the streets and not fulfilling the whole of their sentences because our prisons are full. Because our MPs years ago had a zero tolerance on all sorts of things. And let's jail them. They stole £10, jail them. They smoked some weed, jail them. You can't jail everybody for everything. All right, that's not the answer. So they need to think about what they can do. They had all these community things that they could do in the community. Then they're not properly looked after in the community. Serco had the contract for the tag people, and they're not watching what these guys are doing. Some of these people are on tag and just do what they're doing. I had a lovely young girl that I was looking after, and she was on tag, and she flouted the curfew rules all the time. And then I think she just broke it off. And they never came back after her. They never came and rearrested her. Nothing. So it's a little bit lax for some people. It works for some and it doesn't for others. So, we have a real overcrowding issue. We're going to see more and more people that have committed low-level crimes back on the street, and maybe even some people that have got long sentences, it being cut for them to come out and
But going back to this young lady, I think the crime was very, very serious, and something like that, I can't see them not putting her in prison. I mean, that was an extremely serious crime what she committed there. Not only what she done, but she was an officer in charge of prisoners and flaunting. I mean, there has to be an example for that. I mean, if they don't put her in prison and leave her out there running out on the road, I think that's it's not showing a good example. So we'll see. But I think she would. Well, definitely would get some time for that. I personally think she would get some time for that. It's a serious crime, and if you get people in prison for stealing baby food, they just got to release them early and put her in prison.
To be quite honest with you, is it a crime that she should be jailed for having sex with an inmate?
Yep.
I'd like to put that to the mixed clouders out there. I don't think so.
She's in charge.
I don't think she should be put in prison. No, don't get me wrong. I understand the seriousness of it, but is it something that she should go to jail for?
Yeah.
Just think about it. She didn't kill no one. She didn't give them. If she was dealing in drugs and giving mobile phones, well, she could have been, but we don't know this yet. If she was doing things like that, I'd say yes, definitely a prison sentence. If she was dealing in arms, drugs, or things like that, or racketeering, she had sex with a prisoner. Is that worth putting someone in prison and paying tax people's money for a big fine? Yes, fine the girl. Fine her £15,000 and give that back to us. Rather than us paying for her to be somewhere, why don't we just fine her? She loses her job anyway, so she's going to be part of the tax system and benefits unless she's getting money from her OnlyFans. But I don't think this is worthy of a prison sentence.
Definitely.
I really don't.
I mean, the guy's smoking pot inside the prison, right? He's smoking weed. They got mobile phones. She's getting...
We're talking about the woman here.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, but she is in charge of these guys. That's like a police officer, yeah? They go and arrest something and they do something like... These people are law and order. So
what happens to police officers? Right? Police officer, when you've got
police talk about her, I'm saying these are law and order. I'm sorry. For me, prison for her. Simple.
Yeah, but prison officers don't have as much power as police officers. And police officers, the ones that do have the power, that do commit serious crimes, like killing people in custody, are not jailed. So why are we asking for a woman who's had sex with someone to be jailed?
It's nothing about women. She should be jailed. They should be jailed too. I'm just talking about whether they are woman or man. That kind of responsibility they need to be jailed. They need to be made an example of. That's my personal opinion anyway.
No, I don't agree. Oh,
well, we agree to
don't
disagree
agree.
there.
We are definitely going to disagree. I'd like to know from the Mixclouders as well. Do you think
Lady
that
B
this
says
woman...
she's been given favours for sex, she should go to jail. Thank you very much, Lady B.
Well, we don't know what favours she's been given. This is all allegations. All we know right now is that this woman, right? All we know now is that this woman has had sex with someone. We don't know if she's given them the phones and things. We don't know that. Take that out of the equation, all right? Just take out the equation that she's done unscrupulous business like phones and everything else, because we don't know. It could have been other prison officers. There's not just one corrupt officer there. She just had sex with an inmate. Is it worthy of a jail sentence to pay our taxpayers' money to keep her in jail, or do you not think she should have a hefty fine? Right? Hefty fine, 25,000 pounds. Pay it, you lose your job. Right, you can't go back into the prison service, police, or anything like that. Period. We've got people, CEOs having taking women and groping them, and they don't go to jail. So why are we asking for this woman? She's just done someone a favour, and I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not at all. I just don't think it's worthy of jail.
Okay, if it was just sex, and I didn't see all the rest of it going on, and it was just sex and not the other legal stuff going on, fair enough. Maybe, I personally think maybe you might have a point. But this particular lady, with all what's going on, right, and as Lady B says, she should go to jail for an abuse of power, okay? She is there to look after jail lags, right? Not to be going in there and having fun, right? For me, right, that responsibility that she's got, she's flouted it. For me, right, it's a serious crime. You're looking after people who are in prison, right? You're abusing your power, prison. I mean, I don't know. You know, G4 said, is he the only person she's had sex with? Not that that's already community service, whatever. So he's saying that she's got giving community service or to the guy or whatever. But you know what? If it was a man having sex in a woman's prison, he should go to jail too. Yes, I agree.
I just don't agree that it's an offence worthy of prison. Right?
Anyway.
I believe that they should be reprimanded very badly. I believe they should be fined heavily. Now, if they were found in drugs and mobile phones and things like that, absolutely jail them. Yes, of course. But for having sex, no.
Right.
No. I've seen people have sex in all different situations all over the news, and they are not jailed. They are not jailed.
There's some comments coming in. Emery B says, jail miss she should use
on a wicked
fans to pay the fine. There you go. We see consensual act, but it was abuse of power. She should be she could be blackmailing other inmates for sexual pleasures, and abuse of her position. Go to jail, yes. Oh, hey, so the Mixclouders are with me. Oh, hey. And it's not just men.
Oh, wow. You guys are wicked, man. You guys are evil. Wow. Okay.
You're lenient, man.
I'm not lenient. I just don't think. I think prison should be for if you've done something really bad, right?
That is bad. How much bad can what?
Having sex with someone.
Worse can it go?
Having sex with someone.
Having sex. It's who she's having sex with. It's not just about. Look, it's who she's having. Okay, if I'm a man, yeah, and I decide I'm a prison officer and I'm going in and taking advantage of lovely women in prison and having sex, and I was caught, I shouldn't go to jail for it. And I'm in position of authority. I shouldn't go for jail. I should get away with it.
We've got paedophiles that come out on.
We're not talking about paedophiles.
But I'm just saying. No. I understand that. But I'm just
talking about the paedophiles.
I'm talking about the severity of the crime. Does it fit?
Yes, it does.
Going to jail. That's what I'm talking about.
Mixclouders. Anybody in the radio, come on, Mixcloud, and please answer this question.
I'm not saying what she's done is
here?
No. I'm not saying what she done isn't wrong. I'm not saying that.
I know, but she should go to jail.
I don't think she should go to jail for it. No,
jail,
lose her job, be fined, community service, clean the toilets in the prison, even under guard. I don't know, but yeah, I think it's a waste of taxpayers' money. I really do.
Listen,
I really do.
there's a lot of waste of taxpayers' money going on, all with what happened with COVID and all that. So to me, she needs to go to jail. I'm sorry, she needs to go to jail.
Yeah, I mean, obviously she's put herself in a position to be blackmailed. I mean,
She needs to go to jail. Simple. End of. 5 years in prison, taught you a lesson, teaches other people in position of power. Imagine could you imagine, right, that all of these prison officers think, okay, she hasn't gone to jail, let's all go and have sex with the lads. Are you going to say that, okay, next one gets caught, okay, she didn't go to jail, so, okay, I'm walking around free, and then another one, then the guy starts sleeping with all the men, and then sleeping with all the men or women or whatever it is, and they're sleeping, abusing their position of power, that they should not go to jail, that they should all be walking around free. Because that's what will happen.
To be quite honest with you, what should happen is that Serco's contract should get cancelled. She's not the only one.
Okay.
When I did mentoring in prison...
Move away from Serco and it's another security firm, and they start doing it.
Well, all I'm
Sack
saying...
them, and then another one, and come on.
Well, all I'm saying to you is that she's not the only one in this prison system, right? She's not the only one doing this. There are plenty other prison officers doing more unscrupulous stuff, like bringing spice into the prison system, right? That are making the kids go doolally and losing their mental abilities and awareness. That is a jailable offence.
Fair enough. There
should be sent to jail.
I'm talking about this particular abuse of power. I'm sticking to this abuse of power that this young lady has carried out.
Lady B says 2 years and loss of a job.
Right. Right, this particular abuse of power. Now, if she doesn't go to jail and they don't set an example, then other officers can say, you know what, she didn't go to jail. Then you know what's going to happen. Then a man's going to go in prison. Hold on, a jail officer who's in charge of women going to go and say, well, you know what, this young lady got away with it. Then I could do it. So he goes around and sleeps with all these nice, pretty young ladies and fit women that go to jail, and then he gets caught. What do you think is going to happen? He's going to point straight to her and say, she didn't go to jail. Why am I?
Very, very quickly, because it's nearly 9:30 and I've got to run. And by the way, she's not the first lady that's been caught. There's been many ladies in the newspapers that have been caught out. It's not a deterrent. It's just not a deterrent, okay? Many officers are doing it. Many of the officers are doing it and still doing it, even though some have been jailed. It is not a deterrent.
Not
With
my
that
point.
I'm going, guys. I will see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, HPQ.